Welcome back to AG Chelsea TV. This is a YouTube channel for news, stories, and analysis surrounding Chelsea Football Club. I will update new video every day. Like, subscribe and turn on notifications to support me. Shock Hazard's return to Chelsea revealed. Fabrizio Romano has addressed rumours linking Eden Hazard with a sensational return to Chelsea amid reports that the 32-year-old cold retire from football altogether. Hazard became a free agent over the summer after being released by Real Madrid following a tricky 4-year spell at the Bernabeu. The Belgium international scored just 7 goals in 76 appearances for the Spanish Giants in a move that is widely considered to have stunted an otherwise excellent career. The former Chelsea winger is thought to have since received offers from the United States, England, Spain, France, and Saudi Arabia, along with a mystery proposal from Scotland. However, transfer expert Romano has rubbished claims that Hazard could return to West London, branding the rumours untrue. There's a lot being speculated about Eden Hazard, who remains a free agent, but at the moment I'm not aware of anything concrete, Romano said in his column for Court Offside. There are a lot of rumours, but nothing advanced, because at the moment Hazard is still discussing with his family and those close to him about retirement. Retirement for Hazard is a concrete possibility, but it's not a final decision yet, and I think when we talk about a big decision like this for an important player like Hazard, I like to be respectful. It's the player who has to decide and communicate, not for me or other journalists in general, the Italian added. For sure he's considering retirement, but let's see what he will decide, and I can say that all the rumours about Belgian clubs, or a return to Chelsea or other clubs, none of this was concrete or true. Chelsea could lose fantastic man in the January. Fabrizio Romano has revealed that there are high chances of Chelsea losing one of their players in the next transfer window. The Blues are currently sitting 12th in the Premier League table after a rocky start to the season. According to Romano, the English centre-back's future with the London side is uncertain despite his desire to stay at the club. The defender is currently nursing an injury and, hence, is not a part of Mauricio Pochettino's setup and could be heading for the exit door when the January transfer window opens. The Italian journalist reported that the 24-year-old is ready to fight for his place in the Premier League club's backline. Injuries to fellow central defender Wesley Fofana and Benoit Badiashile could pave the way for him to get into the starting 11. However, despite the player's commitment to compete for his spot, the transfer market expert notes that sources expect Chilwell to leave in January. The African-born defender almost left the team in the recently culminated transfer window. Bayern Munich were keen on signing him in the later days of the window and the deal was advanced. However, an agreement between the parties could not be reached and the deal collapsed. Nottingham Forest had reached an agreement with Chelsea to sign the former Lorient man on deadline day. There was an agreement between the clubs for a fee of £25 million. The fantastic defender's preference was to move to Bayern, and once that deal collapsed he only wanted to stay with the Blues. This resulted in the Forest transfer falling through. Pundit blown away by Enzo Fernandez's performance. Shaka Hislop was hugely impressed by the performance from Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez for Argentina last night. Argentina, who rested Lionel Messi, recorded an impressive 3-0 away victory on Tuesday against Bolivia. The world champions breezed past Bolivia in World Cup qualifying with goals from Enzo Fernandez, Nicolas Tagliafico, and Nicolas Gonzalez. ESPN pundit Hislop picked out Chelsea's midfield general after his eye-catching display for his country this week. Interestingly, he suggested that Fernandez put in the kind of contribution he should be doing more at club level. Enzo Fernandez was absolutely outstanding against Bolivia. Hislop told ESPN, Chelsea fans are probably wondering exactly where that Enzo Fernandez is. I'm not being overly kind, because I know that at the start of the season, Enzo Fernandez was probably Chelsea's best player, but that's a pretty low bar. Fernandez has been a shining light at Chelsea since his arrival in January. I think there's a lot more to come from him, too. His goal this week for Argentina was a close-range finish after a striding run into the box. He's definitely been given more of an attacking license in the Chelsea lineup since Mauricio Pochettino's arrival this season, so I'm beginning to see him contribute more going forward. My expectation on him is he should be scoring and assisting semi-regularly in a box-to-box midfield role with his special talent. Brighton admits selling Evan Ferguson to Chelsea. Brighton owner Tony Bloom has insisted he has no personal issue with Chelsea despite fielding a regular flow of interest in his squad and staff from their Premier League rivals. The Blues invested £135 million in Moises Caicedo and Robert Sanchez in the recent summer transfer window, with talks over the Ecuadorian midfielder running for several weeks before a surprise swoop from Liverpool was rejected and the two clubs were forced back to the Negotiating table: Mark Cucurella, Billy Gilmore, Levi Colwill and former Chelsea boss Graham Potter have also been traded between the teams in recent years, and few could blame Bloom for being exasperated by the situation. However, he has admitted that he would have no qualms with doing business with the West Londoners again. "We take each situation on its own merits and each one is separate," he told The Athletic. "When Graham went, that was 6 of our staff all in one go, but we just look at it all individually and every deal is a separate deal, and the fact it happens to be one club is the way it is. It's possible over the next 2 or 3 years that we have no dealings with Chelsea. So, for me, it's not personal at all, and each individual deal I've got to do what's best for the football club first and foremost. If other clubs are interested in our head coaches, staff, players, I much prefer it that way than no one's looking at any of our players or staff. So, we're doing something very right. We do everything we can to keep our best players, but we know in the way of the world that won't always be the case." Brighton striker Evan Ferguson is the latest young star to emerge out of the Seagulls and onto the gossip columns, amid talk of Chelsea being among several clubs interested in a player reportedly valued at £120 million. "I'm extremely excited about Evan Ferguson, as I am by lots of our young players who are also playing phenomenally well," Bloom said. "But I will let others talk about the potential and what it may be. He doesn't need me to put any more pressure on him. He's a great young man, he's got a superb temperament, and I'll just let him develop and see what happens." And that's the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to support me.